The United States is a large country located in North America, consisting of 50 states and having its capital in Washington, D.C. The country is one of the largest economic, political, and military powers in the world. However, this time we will discuss the dark side of the United States that affects the people and the country itself. Here are some points to understand the dark side of America today. 1. Social and economic inequality. Income gap. Although the United States is the largest economy in the world, the gap between the rich and the poor is widening. Most of the wealth is concentrated in the hands of a few, while many Americans live in poverty. Poverty and lack of access to health care despite the abundance of wealth. More than 11% of the U.S. population lives below the poverty line, and the expensive and unaffordable health care system is a big problem for many. 2. Racial issues. Racial discrimination. Racial issues are still very significant in America. Discrimination against blacks, Latinos, and other minorities occurs in many aspects of life, including the justice system, education, employment, and healthcare. Police violence against blacks. Cases such as the killing of George Floyd that led to a huge wave of protests highlighted the problem of police violence and deep racial injustice in the U.S. 3. Opioid crisis. Opioid abuse. America is facing a major opioid crisis involving the overuse of prescription drugs like oxycodone, as well as synthetic drugs like fentanyl. This is causing many deaths and damaging communities across the nation. Impact on society. Opioid abuse is often associated with high rates of poverty, domestic violence, and traffic accidents. The war on drugs in the U.S. has done little to produce long-term solutions to this problem. 4. Politics and corruption. Political divisions. American politics are increasingly polarized, with sharp ideological differences between the Democratic and Republican parties. This creates tensions and polarization that make many policies difficult for different parties to accept. The influence of money in politics. Big lobbies and donations from wealthy individuals or large corporations have a huge influence on public policy, leading to inequities in the distribution of power and decision-making that favor certain parties. 5. Mental health crisis. Many Americans, especially among teenagers and young adults, experience mental health problems such as anxiety and depression. Despite increased awareness about the importance of mental health, many people struggle to get adequate treatment. Rising suicide rates. This issue also contributes to the rising suicide rate, which has become one of the leading causes of death in the U.S., especially among young men and the LGBTQ community. 6. Environmental issues and climate change. Pollution and environmental damage. America, as the largest industrialized country, has major problems with air pollution, water pollution, and deforestation. Many large companies are involved in activities that damage the environment, while government policies in dealing with climate change are often influenced by industrial interests. Denial of climate change science. Some political groups and large corporations in America respond to climate change with skepticism, which inhibits broader action to address this global crisis. Seven, war and military intervention. Wars that never end. America has been involved in many wars, including in Vietnam, Iraq, Afghanistan, and many other conflicts. Although some of these wars have ended, the effects of America's involvement abroad have often caused suffering for those countries and traumatized many of the soldiers involved. Military industry influence. The military industry in America is powerful and has a great influence on foreign policy and political decisions, often exacerbating global tensions. Eight, immigration issues. Controversial immigration policies. Over the past few years, immigration policies in the U.S., especially those triggered by the Donald Trump administration, have become a major issue. The separation of families at the border, expulsion of illegal immigrants, and policies towards refugees have sparked debates on human rights. Living under the threat of deportation. Many immigrants live in fear under the threat of deportation, even though they may have lived in the U.S. for years or even decades. The dark side of the United States is a complex issue that includes social inequality, politics, economics, and environmental concerns. Despite the country's many advancements and great influence in the world, these issues remain major challenges that require attention and long-term solutions from the government and society.